Good morning, all. I still waiting for someone else. Still missing some people out there. Nobody? Nobody left? So, I just remember the main message of the SDGs. Nobody left behind. So we're still waiting for others if there are some people still at the dormitory or somewhere else. All right. So, well, good morning, everyone. So hopefully you're still in the good health. I just heard some people get sick, or yeah, hopefully you can keep stay in a whole good health condition. So well, today I'd like to combine between short lecture and then well with afterwards we're going to the workshop. Yeah. Now, the topic for today's is about local economic development for community resilience. Anyone never heard about this idea or concept of LED or local economic development? You? Yeah. You never heard at all. All right. So, well, okay. I think it's good if we can start with a little bit polling. So please you can scan this barcode, or otherwise you can type it down this uh HTTPS blah blah blah. I think it's quite long. So just want to know about your uh basic or common understanding about the LED. Yeah, what's come up in your mind when you heard about the LED or local economic development stuff? Okay. Yes. Economic systems created. Yeah, you can write it down. Just you, yeah. The questions remain there, so you need to scan the barcode, and then you can type anything you want, or maybe some phrases or words that come up to your heads. That okay, I think LED is about blah 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 or something like that. Maybe some phrases, I think it's good enough instead of writing down in a full definition LEDs blah blah. No. What kind of key points or keywords that you think related to this sorry, some interrupting LED concept? Is it okay with the access, or are anyone okay? Okay. All right. You can use that Wi-Fi in this class. Yes. All right. Okay. Yep. Now, so I'm a little bit curious about the results. So here you go. Hang on. Okay. Well, this some answers come up to my dashboard. So LED could be some strong food system, and other mentioned about the decentralization. Okay. And then I think this economic planning from the most basic level of community, and others called but money circulation, economic development based on enhancing the productivity of local commodities, circular economy, economic growth, resource management, inclusive circulation. I'm sorry, circulation of goods and resources. Okay, you can put more if you like. It's just kind of what the basic idea of the LED concept that may be useful for our workshop today. Okay. Embracing local small business, employing local people, products, and usually related to local culture, managed by a community, small business, and mutual support, right? Okay. There's something need to add on to this idea? Self-sufficient business development, regenerative, sustainable. What else? Capacity building. Okay. Minimum imports from outside. Trying to put into the yeah, this I get the new one. LED focus on improving the economic and quality of life for the community by creating and retaining jobs and growing income. Looks very nice. Public-private partnerships, trickling down effect, economic cluster, empowerment through business ideas. Okay, sounds good. So I think anyone else need to add some? Local leaders should inform their constituent. Yep. Behind for any mismanagement, transparency. Already finished? I see some people still writing down their ideas. Okay. Well, okay, partnership and collaboration. Yes. Okay, I think some people already cheating my my PowerPoint slides. Well, okay, looks great. I think you're perfect. I think you're already. I mean, you already have that broad sense of LED itself. So with some of you get into the core ideas, and some of you also still looking around about what's kind of LED talk about. Okay, now I turn to my presentation here. Okay, well, well, here you go. Before we start going deeper to what we know about local development or LED or local development in some literature, the LED concept is, could be shortened into the LD or local development. So it does not a big deal. You can use the term LED or LD. I think all these two refers to the same idea or concept. Now we start from this contextual setting. We have here, sorry. Oops, sorry. Oh. Masternya mana? Oh, yang bawah. Hah? Coba. Oh, ini. Aku ini di kanan ini coba. Kanan kiri bisa. Oh, bisa. Oke. Nah, oke. So, let's take a look into the position of the LED concept itself into broad area of development, ranging from the national, regional. So, well, actually, when we talk about local development, it is part of the regional development planning initiative or project. Yeah. So you can see local development is a subset of the regional development in the middle of it. And then the local development itself will combine the interest of spatial development and sectoral development. This kind of tools should be brought together in understanding how the local development initiative will be implemented or projected or anything. In itself, so we can see the practice of local LED to some extent will manifest the regional development objectives. Within this context, we can see that the LED concept plays as a socio-economic instrument of development. So it's kind of a tool for development. A tool for how we can generate or build some development at the local context, right? And it requires or needs spatial and sectoral integration. We can maybe later we can see that the idea or the initiative for LED project may come from any kind of issue. Then the third thing we should understand as well that the local economic development concept is needed or is established for achieving national and regional development objectives. So it's not kind of things that come from the outer space or somewhere and I just want to do no. It's kind of something that come from the real situation that have been facing by local communities, local people, and then they want to do something else. They want to improve their quality of life and the local life by focusing on economic development, investment, and entrepreneurship through local resources empowerment. This is the idea of basic idea of the LDP concept. So we need to empower the local resources. Among many definition of LPP. So I think I picked one of these that I suggest it represents the common ideas of LPP itself. The concept of LPP is defined as a particular form of regional development, one in which indigenous factors occupy a central position. This is the cross point that we have to look at when we initiate the local LED project or initiative. So how we can mobilize, how we can empower local research, local resources and community to achieve our common goal or objective, which in some to some extent being neglected by the common development either from the local government or even from the central government. So this is the basic idea about the LPP itself. Now let's have a look about the overall framework of LPP concept itself. Now we can see there are four key elements of local development. First of all, we call it a social capital. Anyone have idea what social capital is? Or maybe something I don't know what about social capital.
I know social capital within the context of like relationships and friendships.
Yes.
And to me, when I see it up there, I think of the ease with which a organization or even a person can move into a social capital if they're able to understand the culture. Yeah, sorry. So I know social capital within the context of like relationships and friends. For me, seeing it here, I understand social capital to be the ease or relative efficiency with which a person or an organization can move through a social environment due to their knowledge of culture, knowledge of, norms and customs, as well as maybe the trust that they've gained on behalf of the society in this example. So.
My understanding of social capital is basically understanding what it takes to advance within your society, whether it's education, whether it's job training, whether it's connections, networking. So I always think of those as kind of the social capital to advance and what it takes within the society.
Okay, before I go further, what kind of social capital you have at the moment? What kind of the form or examples you have?
Just us working towards our degrees.
That's okay. Right. Why you rely on your close friend or buddies, and then why not others? Okay, Arden maybe or someone.
I think it's because trust, and then we
Trust?
feel the same goals.
You have you share the mutual trust, and you share a common goals. Okay, that's good. Anything else?
I think because we already built the connection.
Build the connection. What kind of connection could be?
I
explore
mean,
more?
for the example, like
Mm.
of friend of group of
Mhm.
friends. I mean,
Mm.
like I get along, trust with her. I also feel like safe
Mhm.
to sharing anything,
Mhm.
and also feel like, yeah, we have some thinking of the not gossip. I mean, like
Not okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
the things that we have to communicate in that groups.
Yeah. Okay. Another point is about the connection, or more precisely, is about the networking, trust, common goals, and then networks. What else?
Maybe the skills, like skills, knowledge, talents, education, like yeah, yes, skills, knowledge, yeah, yes.
Thank you. What else? Okay. Okay. I think all the answer is very nice. Yeah. I think, yes, we have a social ties because, well, before that, you think that, well, I can share, I can get some benefits from others in many things. I mean, in a good ways, not in terms of how we can, let's say, doing some manipulation. Not like that. Even though in the reality, it also got evident. So I think because we have some assets, we have some ideas, we have some knowledge, some skill that people think that okay, we can make a difference, but based on mutual trust, and that we do start networking more with two people only. But sometimes beyond this kind of social fact, there are some let's see, kind of positive, either positive or negative atmosphere or vibes that allow people to get connected. We call as tradition, custom, thing that may inhibit us to connect others with people. This is, I mean, I just want to share with you the common sense of social capital in the theme of today. And then the next question regarding how we can mobilize the social capital that exists in our society or our community is how we can mobilize for the sake of social common social common goals. Okay. Then the second one, yeah, is about local institution. What do you know about local institution? In the simple term, anyone want to share? What kind of local? Kind of micro or giant corporation or organization that we think in this MPP. Well, in the simplest way, local institutions refer to the rules of the game. That is rules of the game. How we can manage things better in our society, and then how we may yeah. We need the same rules in our society. Of course, sometimes, yeah, in some parts, situation, kind of rules, remain static, but in other places, it will be dynamic based on temporal things that happen. The third one, we got relates to how all these tools, the existence of social capital, and then how kind of institutional framework that lead people to what they can do or done, yeah, but do not, I mean, do or do not work with the society. It's kind of partnership and collaboration that we may build in the bond. All these three together will lead us to increase kind of innovation and competition. What we talk about competition, because yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it relates to how we may promote our local competitiveness, our local potentials, or something else that may achieve to the larger market area. All these four actually are connected each other to make what we call as indigenous development. Again, it should be the indigenous structure that we have to mobilize to promote kind of local development of LED. Perhaps some of you will ask, if we promote kind of the indigenous factor, can we not can we so is it possible for us to import from other places? Yes, it's possible. It's not kind of efficient for that. But again, in this essence of indigenous development, the local belonging, into all of the resources and the process of decision making should be placed to the local community heads. Okay. Why I'm talking like that? In some, for example, in Indonesia, I saw that some LED projects are top-down government driven. So, because all the money and the technical supports come from the central government, so the government direct all the stuff and then and steps for doing the for keeping the LPG rules. Where you can see the role of the local community, how they can take control over the entire system. Almost not. They just have they just the local people or only play a kind of bit of mechanism. They just follow or participate in the, let's say, FGD, FGD event, but without any kind of authority or power for deciding what should be the best for the child. Now, from this point, we have the elements should be accumulated to achieve that three kind of objectives of development or local development. That is, from the broader science, we have the economic growth. Any kind of LED project should be directed to increase the economic growth. And then the second one, to create more jobs in our society in order to increase the income per capita. This is the idea of the growth network, growth framework of LED concept. Any questions perhaps? Or you want to ask? Okay. Well, okay. Now, here you go. Well, this kind of things that to think of carefully in managing any kind of step of LED initiative. We have, if we want to create such a balance LED stuff, we need to think about 4 aspects at least of the LED scope. We have, I start from the left, lower left. We have social environment of the aspect. Some issues may come up into this LED initiative would be related to gender inequalities, crime and insecurity, inadequate health facilities, and then insufficient education opportunities, etc. Any kind of issues related to the social environment that we belong to. And then next, we also have some environmental aspect of LED. It could be related to lack of water, electricity, some insufficient communication, perhaps, chaotic transport system, unhealthy environment, air pollution, and crowded habitat. The third one here, the third aspect, regard the economic stuff. So it could be cover. It could cover some issues like low and stable incomes, scarce job opportunities, lack of skills, restrictive business environment, limited access to credit, and constraint in access to markets. And last but not least, we may face kind of institutional issues like complex legislation, cumbersome bureaucracy, corruption, lack of transparent governance, little or no participation with interaction with society. Okay. Now, let's have a short break to what we do.
Local economic development, LED, is key to achieving sustainable development goals, contributing to the reduction of poverty and inequality, inclusive growth, employment and decent work, as well as to building sustainable and resilient cities. The importance of LED strategies emerged as the traditional top-down economic strategies were proven inadequate. As a concept, LED strategies are developed through an inclusive process in which representatives of public, business, and non-governmental sector participate in the decision-making. The UN Habitat states that LED is a participatory development process that encourages partnership arrangements with representatives from all sectors. Another aspect that distinguishes LAD is its territorial focus. According to the World Bank, the purpose of local economic development is to build up the economic capacity of a local area, to improve its economic future, and to improve the quality of life for all. A process in which stakeholders from different groups of central government, municipal entity authorities, private sector, finance sector, business, development, research and academia, civil society, and development organizations engage in the LAD processes. Successful LAD process will usually contain 6 stages: territorial diagnosis, sensitizing of stakeholders, promotion of a local forum, design of a strategy, implementation, and monitoring and evaluation. Cities in MENA have registered dynamic economic growth and investment rates during the first decade of the century. However, political instability, security threats, lack of financial resources and capital, the lack of good infrastructure, and low economic participation of youth and women have considerably slowed economic prospects. While COVID-19 pandemic is an added challenge to municipalities. In the same line, the lack of municipal planning capacities to plan and implement LAD. The paradigm shift begins with empowering local governments and municipalities to perform an integral role in the recovery. Improving municipal capacity for strategic planning, mobilizing the private sector, skills development, and education as priorities for LAD in the region. Connective Cities virtual dialogue event on local economic development and job creation will focus on strategic planning for LAD, promoting sustainable livelihood opportunities and social enterprise, public investments in green infrastructure and circular economies. The objectives of the dialogue event include facilitating exchange of know-how and experience on good practices through peer-to-peer consultation, developing the capacity of participants to analyze and overcome challenges of implementing LAD and job creation programs, determining future support needed for projects. The work process involves the following steps: content preparation and production of the virtual event materials, keynote speeches and showcasing of successful locally implemented projects, peer-to-peer consultations, action planning and project development, follow-up activities.
Anyone? Never talk about Middle East and North Africa. Now, this is my last slide before we enter to the workshop. Actually, as you can see that the entire process of LPD planning, similar to the planning process. Yeah, there are many variations of how the planning stating should be done, but I think there are first of all, here, the first step, we need to identify where are we now. We have to, as the video is suggested, we need to make a clear boundary of our local. Because sometimes when we talk about the local context, could be come from some neighborhood, from the neighborhood, or maybe some villages, or hamlets, and sometimes it also may a whole district or it depends. It depends on our case. So the first thing, we have to make a clear boundary of the territorial on our local territory. Then on the second step, we should to identify and understand our stakeholders, who will participate, who will be engaged into the whole process. So again, it depends on the issue. It depends on the issue we'd like to focus on. Sometimes it's only very limited to some villagers, and then local government officials and some agency. Okay, fine. But again, it depends on how we delineate our local territory, then the issue. How we put how we localize our issue. Then when we go to the third phase, we need to do some it's kind of famous community needs assessment. What the local community needs to overcome the issue and problem, and then what they think about it, and then how they could improve their local livelihood. And after this first section here, we can go to, so where do we want to go after we understanding our common situation? The first one is regards a visioning what the future development, what the future condition that we want to have. Normally, the LED project would is designed to achieve within 5 or maybe 10 years. It's kind of a very short term. Then, how we identify kind of issues and objectives with some initial objectives that can be formulated here in workshops. Then afterwards, we go to the planning activities over here. So we need to create some possible, create some possible options for alternatives for LED. Then what sort of action plans that we can implement to the society. And to finish them, we have some the action plan documentation. Complete contains a complete steps for implementing each option alternative in order to achieve our objectives. And please be reminded that we also have the fourth section here. So we need to build some monitoring and evaluation criteria and indicators and to let our action plan remain on track. Then also some possible adjustment or modification if something's not happening at the for example, suddenly we have how we can take another way to keep our initial idea, our initial alternatives could be that kind of contingency plan. Okay. Think of broad idea for the idea. So, okay, let's get going. You can, if I'm not mistaken, we have to case study, right? Yeah. So you can make a view, but before that, you how you can great. But yeah. Okay. Okay. So we need to move to other class, yeah? Yeah, for having that coffee break.